all going on. It's, it was up to win a national title game. We're gonna get into all of it here. So this is within the madness for the final time on the women's side, because tonight was in fact the women's national championship game. So congrats to Stanford for holding off Arizona in a hard-fought game. It was fun. I look forward to talking about it with Raymond and Cardell. So we're gonna get started, man. Who wants to go first? Uh, Stanford holds on against Arizona, literally survived 54-53. Your thoughts?
Stanford size, man. When they needed it, they was able to dump it down and get buckets with their bigs. And to that point, the entry passes from the guards, feeding the post is is a lost art in the game. But yeah, they were able to deliver the ball with them in a position to do something with it. And yeah, that was basically the deciding factor, man. They bothered McDonald on drives. She wasn't able to get those finishes she got in the previous rounds. And they out rebounded them 47-29. So second chance points was a big thing. And the length and the size just really bothered them. And that was a big part of the game. But Arizona combated that just by scrapping. Their defense is amazing. They caused a lot of turnovers. Nothing was really easy. And then with Stanford's bigs, they got the ball, but Arizona was digging down and making it tough for them. I remember one play, Cameron Brink, she gets the ball, spins off her defender, and she looked like she was about to put it on the ground and saw Uri coming mid bounce, just picked it up and went up and scored. So yeah, man, it was tough game all around. Stanford just made a couple more plays, things like that. Haley Jones sneaking in on the backside on the inbound play. But I think it's just with the familiarity between these two teams, they're in the same conference. This is their third time playing this year. Vanderveer, she knew what to draw up. She's familiar with what Arizona likes to do. And they were determined not to have Aaron McDonald be the savior. And they worked that game plan to damn near perfection. But on the Arizona side, they just would not go away. In the times it looked like Stanford was about to pull away, had a couple double-digit leads, they just scrapped back. Turned them over, got some good looks in the open court, made things easy for themselves. But yeah, man, it just the cold shooting and Stanford size just bothered them up, and they just weren't able to overcome it.
Coming in, the reason why I felt like Stanford would win is, I knew they was bigger, but I felt like they executed better, honestly, especially offensively. They don't really make a lot of mistakes, and they had more pieces that could make plays and score and whatever. And honestly, I feel like they have the best player on the floor in Haley Jones. She's a pro. She's another one of those players where I was like, they need to consider letting the women come in early because she's a pro. There's no question. And she can match what, let's say Ari did go off, she shot efficiently. Well, Haley can match that. If Vandermeer let her, she can match that. But they also have Hull and Brink to score as well. Now, who else on Arizona can score outside of Ari? And that was the thing. Stanford's size, I knew would bother them. I don't think people really understood how big they are. They have a bunch of, I know Wilson, she's about 5'10", 5'11", and then it goes 6'1", all the way up to 6'4". That's a WNBA lineup, and they come off the bench with similar size. That I know speed kills, but size overwhelms. You know what I mean? So that's just what they did. Now, credit Arizona, they fought. They were feisty. They fought. They used their advantage, which was their speed. They turned over Stanford 21. Stanford could be a little soft with the ball. They need to hit the weight room a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's just being real. They could be soft with the ball. And truth be told, that's what made it a game. If Stanford would have been stronger with the ball, just been stronger with the ball, just swing them elbows. If it connect, they'll back up off you. The game is not even close. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. Stanford do not turn the ball over 21 times. This was a rare occasion, and you got to credit Arizona for that. But it took a rare occasion to make this a tight game. That's how much of Stanford is, above and beyond better than Arizona. You know what I'm saying? So Arizona used their ball pressure to try to make it a game, but that's what it was. I just, you know, I know everybody darling was Ari McDonald and all that, but honestly, I knew one thing she struggled with is size. When she shot bad in the first couple games in the tournament, they threw tall, long defenders on she's feisty, she's tough, she got a lot of heart. When she gets going, she's a MF to deal with. But she gotta get the little game, she gotta get the mid range game, and it's not even just pullers. I'm talking about runners and floaters. That negates size because you already quicker than them. So once you got them on the move, it's hard for a big to hit the brakes and try to contest. And she didn't really have that, man. You know what I mean? And I know on that last play, she threw up a tough shot, but she had somebody open the corner with like 2 3 seconds left. That's where it comes down to you gotta trust your teammates because your teammates came up big in the last game. Now I know she's short. People might say she didn't see her and all that, see the girl and all that, but you got to be aware that this is the play I'm talking about. Like she's dancing and stuff like that, but look over there in the corner. You know what I mean? She's wide open. You know what I'm saying? So that could be easily 2 free throws. And she saw right there, now it's too late. You got to force up a tough shot. So, look, hindsight's 2020. You can do shoulda, coulda, woulda. To me, the better team won. Despite they didn't play their best, but I felt like their margin for error was a lot bigger than Arizona's, and that's why they won.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo the sentiments of both of you guys. And one of the things, talking about Cardell, you mentioned, if kind of Tara would have let Haley do a little bit more. One of the things that's kind of frustrating to me down the stretch was why didn't she just have the ball at the top of the key to facilitate? Like you had a facilitator and you were going out your way to make things more difficult playing in Arizona's hands when Haley clearly had the matchup and she's the facilitator. Like you could have just let her run it. I know Kiana Williams, what she's meant to, Stanford, and that's great. This wasn't her night. Arizona had her out of sorts, locked up, thrown away the key, the raft from Marvel, middle of the ocean, like they need to have the ball. So I get trying to wind the clock, but why wouldn't you put in your best facilitator's hand at that moment? And like Cardell said, yeah, Haley's a pro. At that size, 6'1", put the ball on the ground. There were so many times, Rays, we were all tweeting individually throughout the game. Some of the passes she made, from the back court into the front court, being able to see over the top of the defense, things like that. Why make it difficult? And like you said, Cardo, those turnovers, they're super uncharacteristic of this Stanford team. We've seen all year. Their efficiency is what makes them who they are. You mentioned their size already. And yeah, again, just like I said, I'm going to echo what you guys said a little bit. 20 turnovers put you in this situation. You didn't have to be in this situation. And, it was tough. I know everyone, like Cardoso, wanted Ari, to come do this, but this was the difference between beating, playing the team you just played last round and playing Stanford. A whole bunch of length, bigs that actually, they're big and they do things. And then several people that can make plays off the ball. But, it was a fun game, though, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. You guys, anything else you wanted to add as far as the national title game go?
Yeah, because I'm looking it up. Well, for the season, Stanford on the average 12 turnovers a game. That's why they don't F up, man. And that's one thing that caught my eye when in the Final Four when they played when they played South Carolina. When they played South Carolina, and South Carolina's well coached, but that size, Zia Cook a different animal. She understands. She's more of a natural scorer than Ari McDonald. Ari McDonald is a volume scorer. Zia don't need a lot to tear your ass up. You know what I mean? Plus, she's learned how to be a point guard or whatnot. But they're small. South Carolina has some small guards, and that ended up being kind of the difference. But that came down to the wire. You know what I mean? A tip in there. South Carolina could very well be in the national championship. You know what I mean? It's that it's that close. But that's because South Carolina could almost match up with them woman for woman. Arizona can't. So they had to. Like I said, if Stanford was just stronger with the ball, man, and that truth be told, if the refs were, being calling it a different way, it wouldn't have got close. But Stanford I think they only had 2 free throws the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they only shot 2 free throws the whole game. So they let them play. They applied. Arizona got physical, applied some pressure, and all that. Truth be told, they should have got some more free throws if we're gonna be honest, because look, every time Arizona got hit, they was going to the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, they stayed poised enough to pull this out, man. And that's just that's what impressed me about. That's how they beat South Carolina, honestly. They was more poised down the stretch, man. Especially Haley Jones. I know she's just a sophomore, but I mean, she's the best player on that team already. I know Lowell get the headlines, Wilson, because she's the sister of Russell Wilson and all that, man. I get it, but hands down, she the best player on that team, one of the best in the country. So she's the mismatch that none of those teams could really deal with. Maybe last year South Carolina team, they had some wings that they got matched up with, but not this year. You know what I'm saying? So, they too young to really be there yet. But she was the X factor. She proved it today, man. She fishing. She pitched. She rebounded. She was dishing the ball. She had 4 turnovers, but that's why I was like, when they got done shut, she was the only one I even trusted with the ball. I was like, look at it, man, stop playing games. I want her to lose, like Williams. I know it's your hometown, but look at it. She got me. She had me shook. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna
happen. I was trying to figure out, like, I almost expected a turnover after a little while. The longer she had the ball, I'm like, okay, nothing good's coming out of this. But like you said, then the other thing, even in going back to the free throw line thing, Arizona left so many on the table too.
Mm-hmm.
As much as you get the benefit of the whistle, they did not shoot well from the line. So opportunities were missed there too.
Nowhere.
Go ahead.
They didn't shoot well from nowhere. And that's the other part that they, like I said, size overwhelms. I mean, I know firsthand. Y'all saw my coach wrote them today. It's a lot different when you catch the ball, you face up somebody your size at your position or smaller. It's different when it's twice your size, man. Like, they got 6'4", 6'1s out there. That's the equivalent of like 6'8", 6'10 in the league. You know what I'm saying? That's different. You a guard, but you 5'5", you 5'6". You like, hold on, wait, what's this? Like, even if you cross them, they still there. You're not free. They can recover. They got the left to bother you. So it's tougher where you are. You got to work that much harder to make the normal play.
Yep.
And with Stanford, it never ends. They come off the bench. It's all game. So it wore them down. You know what I mean? So kudos to Stanford, man. Like I said, if it wasn't for those 21 turnovers, it would have been a wrap a long time ago. This would have been.
Oh, yeah.
It would have got a little less than ugly. All right, so one of the things we told you guys we did want to share with you guys was our all tournament teams. I know official folks came out with theirs or whatever, but we no matter what's going on, we always do our own awards for everything, whatever comes out, NBA, WNBA, what have you. So the same thing applies here. Whose team we want to start with? Cardell or Ray? Where you want to go?
Flip a coin, dog.
Ray, I told you. So here we go. Talk us through your process, Ray.
All right, man. This is my all within the madness team for the women. Erin McDonald, Zai Cook, Paige Beckers, Mackenzie Holmes, and Aaliyah Boston. We saw what Erin McDonald did throughout the tournament, especially the last few games. She was the engine, man. She got them all the way to the championship game. We talked about what she was able to do against UConn on both ends of the floor, and to lead them to that historic win. And this is the farthest Arizona has ever gotten in the tournament. So kudos to her. Zia Cook, Cardell just touched on her. She's just a different animal, man. Her poise, her shot making ability, her decision making, her defense. She She led South Carolina on a great run. You know, they were a follow up away from playing in this game tonight, and and that's why her teammate is here as well, Leah Boston. You know, she's just a force down low. You know, she just disrupts things on both ends. You know, she cleans up a lot of messes on offense, and she finishes a lot of possessions on defense. You know, securing rebounds, and she can score as well. You know, one of the like she came in last year as a freshman, just doing her thing, and she only got better this year. She actually won the Lisa Leslie Award, which was much deserved. Paige Beckers, man, the freshman phenom. You know, she did her thing. She you know, when it was looking bleak for UConn against Baylor, and you know, when Dee Dee Richards went out, she turned it up, and she kind of created some separation to get them, you know, as far as they got. And you know, her play has just been stellar all season. And Mackenzie Holmes, man, Indiana had a great run, and it was mostly on her hand. You know, just another, like we talk a lot throughout all these shows about, you know, with the future of women's basketball is gearing towards, and she fits the mold as one of those players. You know, a lengthy wing that's multi-dimensional, can do a lot of things with the basketball, and guard across multiple positions. And yeah, and she's got it done in the tournament, man. So that's my five.
All right, we're gonna move on to Cardo. Is your group?
Yeah, R. McDonald, self-explanatory. She kind of, I know, the women don't like being compared to the men and whatever, but I am whatever. Y'all get over it. She had the AI run. You know what I mean? She had the AI run in the tournament where she just really put the team on her back and made history. They came up short by a point. This is historic. It will be in the record books, man. She will forever, let's just say when she go back to Arizona, things are free for her moving forward. So she obviously gonna be in the WNBA. It's just a matter of where, and her just getting better. Zia Cook, I feel, is the best overall point guard in the country because she knows how to blend scoring and defense, but know how to run a team. She's gotten a lot better at that, than when she first came in. And obviously, who she got as a head coach, one of the best to ever do it, men or women. That guide her, develop her, and mold her. She was always the problem. You know what I mean? So she's her, and obviously someone I'm gonna get to soon, Boston. It's a mean combination you got to deal with. Paige Beckers, what can you say? One of the best freshman seasons ever. Uh, she was much hype, and she proved the hype was validated, man. You know what I mean? She got some buzz back to UConn, man. You know what I'm saying? After a couple of down years for their standards, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of programs would love to take their down years, but UConn standards are a little high for that. So, but you do it all, man. As her body matures and her experience grows, it's gonna be nasty. Like it's gonna be really nothing you can do with her. So she's special, and she proved that. Haley Jones, I don't think most people knew who she was. Obviously, playing on the West Coast, you got to be really locked into women's basketball to really follow her. But if you're a basketball fan, you should know all throughout. Man, her name is. She pretty much in the same stratosphere with Paige is. You know what I'm saying? She's just a year older, the same USA team, all that stuff, man. And she proved it. She got a chip. She was the difference maker throughout the entire tournament for Stanford. Even though they have a great team that executed well, they're great. They have a great coach. They're well coached where they don't really beat themselves. It's a lot like, the men's side when Duke is on their game when when you're playing them, or when UConn on the women's side is on their game when you're playing them. You can go to any sport. The Spurs in the NBA when they had Tim Duncan or Brady with the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like they don't beat themselves. You have to beat them, and that's what Stanford is. And then you add talented player like Haley Jones with versatility. She's literally four positions in one player. You know what I mean? She played 1, 2, 3, and 4, and do it all. Multi skills, score from all three levels, defend, pass, rebound. It just takes them over the top, man. That's why they're the reign. That's why they stand before us as the national champions. And Aaliyah Boston, man. I mean, she's the most dominant force inside in the country. It's just, he, it's not many that could dominate a game on one end of the floor defensively and make it feel like she had like 30 points. You know what I'm saying? But she might score single digits. It don't matter. And her blocks would be out of this world if teams weren't fully aware of her and just stayed away. That's just call it what it is, man. They know better. So, and we saw that out the gate when they came to Maryland her freshman year. And I mean, man, I was like, Lord Jesus, I saw it up close and personal. So I already know what it is now. And as she continued to add more experience and more to her repertoire offensively, she just rewrite the history books at South Carolina, and then she's gonna be one of the all-time greats. When you look back, when you think about a South Carolina all-time front court, it's gonna be Aaliyah Boston. It's scary that she's only a sophomore, and it is what it is, man. They put in work consistently through the tournament. They won games, and this is my team. And shout out to everybody that played in this tournament. With this COVID situation, this was by far, arguably you could say the toughest year playing college basketball. So for them, Stanford, and we'll see who wins on the men's side. To stay locked in all year dealing with this crap, man, and the testing and the protocols and all that, man. And stay focused and win, man. You got to give that ultimate respect, man. So salute to these ladies, and you're gonna see a few of them very soon in the WNBA.
You're definitely not lying about that part. Very, very soon. Like you guys mentioned with Ari McDonald, there's nothing else to add with that. I had Naylissa Smith just for what she did for Baylor. Felt like she was somebody kind of got overlooked a bit. But her game, Cardell, you've Ray, been watching the WNBA. We've been seeing a whole, kind of like the little evolution, the things that are changing on that side of it, where the players that used to be post, they're not post anymore. The twos, the threes. And you guys had some of those on your list. It's gonna be fun. You guys mentioned Paige. Not too much more to add about her. We had back-to-back freshman classes with some very special players. You mentioned Haley Jones and Aaliyah Boston, same freshman class. Think about the damage these two have done already. Just mentioned one of them just won a championship. We talked about Stanford size and how it's overwhelming. Man, it took every last one of those bigs to deal with the center that we have on all of our lists. Leah Boston was on all of our lists to try to limit the impact that she had, and she still, at that, it still came down to a Miss Bunny. You can't really take her out of the game. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to add to that. But like you said, shouts to all these young ladies. Man, I'm so looking forward to the next coming years in college basketball for the ones that still got a couple more years to go on this level, and for those that are, we're like a couple weeks away to enter in the WNBA.
That's really looking forward to the next year.
Oh yes, yes.
I know. I really know the real reason why.
Yes, I am.
He gonna be back to kicking his feet up, eating popcorn.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
The championship.
Hey, you want to know what? That's fine. I will accept all the jokes because you know what this has been like for me personally. I've hated the last 4 years. I don't want to be here. I don't like it. It's trash.
Spoiled.
So yes,
that boy
I am
spoiled, man.
That's fine. And that's fine. So get it all out. I will never deny that I'm a spoiled brat as it pertains to my fandom, the women's basketball. That's fine. Spoiled a little bit with the team I get to cover in the Big Ten. That's fine. I'll be spoiled. I don't care.
Yeah, Brenda, get in the transfer portal. See a page available.
So petty, man. Y'all have no idea the things that were said to me by this gentleman up here about when a certain player was making their decision about where she's going to go to college. But look, man, the women's game is such a great place. Like Cardell said, man, that 3 minutes into watching Aaliyah Boston's game against Maryland last year, damn, that's just like, not gonna lie, just damn. That was as a freshman. See where she's at. She is now as a sophomore. I'm so excited to see what she looks like, what she adds as a junior. Wow. We saw a little bit of it here and there this year, stepping out to hit the three. It's a little sprinkle. Can only imagine if the progressions keeps going, that won't become a sprinkle to become natural. And then what do you do when she can score on all three levels? What is the answer?
It will. Because you saw what Dawn did with Asia.
Yeah.
She's on Asia blueprint. Asia, every big
Scary.
got a blueprint, and Asia's the MVP. So just
Scary.
follow the blueprint. Don't try to look. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, dog. Just stick to the
Right.
script. You'll be fine, man. So and yeah, like you said with Aaliyah, and what people don't understand what was so amazing about that performance is, and that's when Shakira was still here. You know what I'm saying? Aaliyah, you could tell in the post game, she was still wide eyed. She was just like, wow, like, she was still tripping on being on that stage. Like, look, I don't know, I was just playing hard. Like, she didn't even realize what she did, but she's starting to really understand how good she could become, and that's what's getting scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was just happy. You know what I mean? Deferring freshman. I'm like, I'm just happy to be here. It was more like that. It's like, nah, shorty, like you different, man. Don't no, but for you to reach your potential, you gotta embrace that.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
a lot of players kind of shy away from that because you separate from the pack. But look, man, being great is a lonely road, man. So that's a decision she gotta make. But I know she'll make the right decision, man. And people gotta get to your level. That's just how it is. But she got a chance to be one of the greatest of all time if she wants to, and that's her ceiling. So if she keep working, which I know she will, Don won't let her slack. She'll get there.
Yep. And like you said earlier, and Ray, just let me know if you want to add anything in too. Like first thing we're watching Haley Jones, like even last year, like just looked like a pro. Like it looked like somebody who fits that game. You know what I'm saying? Just it is a freshman. It's a pro. Like it just jumps out at you, and that's one of the things I truly do enjoy is the fact that we get to cover, the highest level in the women's game and then see in college, because you can see the things immediately translate. Be like, oh, that's a wing up there. Yeah, I don't care where she's at, what the college coach has her playing, but ooh, that's going to be on the perimeter bothering people. Like, it's scary.
You mean to tell me being in the gym at different levels, you learn a thing or two?
Look, I'm
I
not going
thought we ain't had credentials, dog. My bad,
I
man.
can't
I
speak,
thought we just be there,
man.
though.
I can't speak for other people. I can simply say
Oh man.
it's aided me through the years,
You would think so,
stacking up
right?
experience, just being able to identify some things, man. And again, actually, like I'm fine going into next year too. The last three crop of freshman classes in women basketball, it's scary. It's scary.
But you notice it goes hand in hand with the WNBA really putting their foot down. Like, nah,
Yeah.
some changes need to be made. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, it's the access is something even we didn't have. And damn sure prior to us, like we didn't have YouTube ain't come out till we were in college. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I remember when we was like, yo, what's this? Like, and we arguing like, yo, do we gotta pay for this? I remember me and my teammates like, yo, do we gotta pay for this? Like, you can watch highlights for free. Nah, stop playing though. Like see, I'm about to have something hit my account for like $100. Like, what is this for real? We ain't know. All we knew was Facebook and MySpace. And then all of a sudden, like, nah, it's free. So that changed the game. So these young little girls can just pull up anything and watch. And the difference between little girls, they're more eager to learn. They ain't got the ego like the fella side where they pros in the 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that. They more eager and more innocent and more genuine as far as learning. So when the ladies on the WNBA like, put their foot down a few years back, CBA like really like, nah, we demand this, we need that, salary need to increase and all that. The girls see that, man. You know what I'm saying? So that access, they're right out on Front Street. They're going around there talking and being engaged. So the girls see that, and they may not. Let's say they're young and they don't quite. They just getting into basketball, and they're like, "Yo, who's Sue Bird? Oh, she plays WNBA. One of the greatest players, huh?" They're gonna get on the internet, and Google her, and see what she's doing. Like, oh wow, so like that's access. And then they do a good job of going around the country talking at camps and stuff. And I know a lot of people, the average fan, don't understand that when they be like, man, these kids are too young. They're not. Because at these top camps in USA basketball, I guess who they around? It's pros teaching them. The actual pros are coaching them and teaching them at these top camps. Even I love what Steph Curry doing. He brought Paige and AZ to the camp with the fellas and Rumble, and they was getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's changed, man. You know what I'm saying? And with more access and more resources, obviously, the women are getting paid more than ever. They still got a long way to go to get what they deserve, but they getting paid more than ever. More access on TV. Same with the fellas, they getting paid more than ever. Even more access and stuff like that. The young players coming up now, it's really no excuse. Y'all got information that we would have had to make the league to get it. It's out there. So that's why you see such advancement with these players, man. That's why I'm like, yo, y'all can't hold these. It is never going to apply to everybody because you can have the information and everybody's not going to apply it the same. It's going to take others longer. And it's just everybody develops different. You might get like Russell Westbrook. He came in about 6 feet. Next thing you know, he's 6'3" jumping out the gym. He wasn't doing that in high school. You know, you got late bloomers. C.J. McCollum was another example. Dame Lillard. You got late bloomers. You always gonna have that. So this is for the elite. When I'm saying they need to come out early, or if they want to. I'm just saying give them the option because like Haley can fit in the WNBA right now. Like she could make an impact right now. She got the game, the size to do that. Same as Paige and all that. So you know when you see Diana Taurasi, like yo, Paige is the best player in college basketball. She knows what she's looking at.
Right.
I'm sure she see a lot of her in her. So and you just great players just don't throw praise like that. They might be like, look, chill.
Especially not her.
Yeah.
Especially not her.
Well, you know, her and Kobe, rest in peace, was a lot alike. They were a lot alike, man. So she's getting old. You know, you know how Kobe got nicer when he was on his way out. That's what I see with DT. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make sure I give him the game, but it was a time DT wasn't. Nah, I'm just about to murder her. You know, I can't wait to see her, and I'm gonna show her with the league. You know, it was a. You know, the one that checked Draymond over the USA? Like, yo, you the only one here that don't get double teamed. Like, what are you talking? Like, you know, that DT.
That's a whole nother story for another day. Mention that man's name as it pertains to women's basketball. But yeah, like you said, that was again another encouraging thing was on the USA calls a little bit. They're talking about the college game.
They're watching.
You know what I'm saying? Like just so folks understand this. They're talking about the college game. They're very aware of who's who, what's coming up. Paige, Caitlin, like
and that's preparation, dog. I saw real quick. I saw the joint with Chris Paul on Why Not Us, and I know this is the fella side, but y'all hear me out, and y'all need to check that series out on I think ESPN on the Undefeated on ESPN Plus. And he talked to North Carolina Central, and he said, "Yo, I was up 6 a.m. working out just like y'all are." He said, "You know what I'm thinking about when I'm working out?" He said, "Y'all." I'm thinking about y'all in college, getting ready to try to enter the league and take my job, but y'all not taking my job. Y'all ain't roughing me. The women doing the same thing, and the women's game is more ruthless.
Yeah,
way more.
Man, the players be here. Yo, what was she just playing? Where'd she go? Just gone, just gone. Like it's like that. So they looking at the young players coming up because they're like, shh, yo, I gotta step my game up. Like they gonna come in here and my time gonna be up. You know what I'm saying? So and it's far less spots in the WNBA. That's what y'all gonna have to expand sooner. Like it's just gonna be too much talent.
Yeah, man.
Playing overseas.
It's a war to get roster spots on 12 teams.
That's my point, bro.
It's a war. It's a legit war.
As much as you want to build up the game, you still want to protect your job. So they know they watching to see who's coming, man. So and they're fans of the game. That's really the last part. They're fans of the game. You did it. You want to see who's next up and all that. Just like when they were playing, they Cynthia Cooper and all them was watching. Sue and Shamika Holdscar when they was about to come up. It was just like that. So I mean, it's just part of the game, man.
Ray, you got any final thoughts on everything before we close this women's national championship episode within the Madness?
Man, it's just a great freaking tournament. It's like I thoroughly enjoy watching these games, man. Even though those first few weekends was had to hold the eyelids open with toothpicks, but it was worth it, man. Like you said, Cardell, expansion is a must at this point. Like all this talent we saw throughout these last couple weeks, and to know that a lot of them not even gonna get a shot just based on mathematics, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. They gotta expand and get these ladies some more opportunities, because like I don't think people realize just how few jobs are available. That would be like if you took the top third of NBA players. It's only 144 spots in the WNBA. The NBA got 450. Like, so how much harder would it be in the NBA if you was only taking the top third of the best? That's what girls getting out of college coming into the WNBA got to face. So I mean,
And young ladies that's coming in, look, I know they talk nice now in interviews and they so eloquent and you know what I'm saying, so beautiful to watch them talk. They educating so beautiful. It ain't like that in the court. Don't let it fool you, dog. I'm trying to tell you. It ain't what you think, man. It's more physical than the men's game. A lot more physical. Like it gets real. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, I love it, man. You know, but they need to. And start in Houston, please. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Start with Houston.
Yep.
Their banners aren't even up in the Rocket
It's
Stadium.
like
Like
come on, bro.
that's craziness, man.
Yeah. Start with Houston.
For what they did, that's ridiculous. And just to add on what you guys are talking about, not enough jobs with the limited spots. Think about what this COVID year has done, right? It granted folks an extra year eligibility, right? We already seen all the people that's coming back for next year. It's a 3-round draft, folks. It's 12 teams, right? So now the classes are already uneven now because you got next year's freshmen coming in, seniors that stayed.
Mm-hmm.
Dog, it's still 3 rounds. It's going to be crazy, and then it's going to trickle down to overseas too now, because those jobs is about to get kind of scarce. Because now how you fill out the end of your roster overseas is not going to be the same anymore. It's like you said, expansion is a must. As you both said, it was an outstanding tournament. I'm looking forward to like maybe a week or so of rest. Then we're going to be back like April 12th. When we're going through the NBA, WNBA draft. So just looking at the prospects and whatnot. And then the draft later that week. So it'll take a few days. Can't even say I don't even want to say a week because I feel like I'd be wrong. So take a few days. But look, Within the Madness has been fun. Looking forward to doing this in the future with you guys, even in the post-pandemic, because it's something we can do even by respectively covering the tournament. It's fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night for Within the Madness on the men's side for the men's national championship game. Hope it's every bit as good as tonight's was. Because this
it will be. It will be.
I love the game. Don't let us down. All right. We need back-to-back great championship games. Y'all have a great night.